over the last few years, sellers in the marketplace today across the country have just wanted an offer for their property. And this has risen up because of all the marketing from iBuyers out there, and it's made it really, really popular. Although I've had this same objection for the last 21 years that I've been in real estate. It's one of the common objections, but it was just enhanced over and over again because of all the iBuyers out there. So what I did is I wrote down a little bit of how to handle an objection like this. One, you want to agree with them and affirm what they're asking. So if the seller says, I don't want to list my property, I just want an offer. How much will you pay me for my property? Okay, great. I would repeat and affirm. So I would go in to say, okay, so let me get this right. You don't want to list, but you just want an offer for your property. Yes, that's correct. Okay, great. How much are you wanting for your property? Well, I don't know. What are you going to offer? That comes up a lot. Okay, well, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'll tell you what. Let me come over and take a look at your property. I'll do my research and I'll come up with some kind of number. And if it fits that number with the condition of the property, then I'd be fine to offer you that through one of my investors I work with, or possibly I'm an investor as well. I might want to buy it myself. Would that be okay to come over tomorrow at 2, or would 4 o'clock be better? Okay. And a lot of times that objection handling works. Other times, no, just tell me over the phone. And that gets a little bit harder. So when they say, just tell me what the offer is over the phone, I'm like, well, describe your property. Are there any major repairs done to the property? How about major enhancements? Have you remodeled the kitchen? Have you remodeled the bathroom? Who did the work? Did a professional contractor do the work? Or was it a homeowner that, did the install of the cabinetry, the install of the countertop and the tile themselves? Because then typically 90% of the time, there's something wrong with that type of enhancement of the property. So I'll go into, okay, great, your house sounds fantastic. I can't wait to see it. Would tomorrow at 2 o'clock be a good time for me to come by? Or 4 o'clock, would that be better? Well, you know what? I don't know if I really just want to offer from you. Oh, okay. Are you serious about selling your house? And maybe they're not serious about selling their house. A lot of times they'll say, yes, I'm serious about selling my house. Great. If you sold this home, where would you go to next? That's how I'm starting the dialogue with the seller. And sometimes they'll answer the question, sometimes they won't. And that's okay. I'm just going to keep asking some of the questions based on where I think they're wanting to go. Because every seller that I've ever met with in 21 years wants more for their property than it's actually worth. Sometimes it's less, but most of the time, 99% of the time, they're going to want a lot of money for the property, and the condition doesn't always match, or the marketplace doesn't always match. So I'm trying to keep them on the phone. I'm asking questions. I want to know where they're wanting to move to. I want to know what their time frame is. And when I can get some of that data, then I can come up with a price, because the price is totally different if they want me to close in the next 15 days, or if they have 4 or 5 months then to close escrow because they're not ready to move. Well, that's even better, because then I know I can turn that seller into a listing presentation and actually list that property if I have time and I have a full understanding of what they're trying to accomplish. But I've got to get in front of them. I can't do it over text. I can't do it over the phone. A lot of times, maybe 5% of the time, in a market that's changing. And in 4 or 5 months from now, that market is going to be completely different than today. So consider some of those things when you're meeting with sellers. You always want to get in front of them in person and really have in-depth conversations with them in order to help guide them down the right path, because a lot of sellers today don't know the right path, and that's your job as the real estate professional.